Consumers are obviously more likely to pick up a phone call if they know what the call is about, or they know that it's verified that it's come from their healthcare provider, rather than just saying unknown number or having very little information, because the user, before the call is picked up, can't verify that the call has come from the company or enterprise or healthcare provider that they think it has. So what do these standards do? These standardize the process of which the call is made through to the call being picked up. It authenticates the healthcare provider in the sense that the user will know that the authentication itself can't be bypassed. And it means that healthcare providers will see an increase in call pickup rates and essentially increased trust in the mobile voice channel will enable voice to be used as a channel alongside other areas. The way it's presented to the end user is through the technology of branded calling. This is where on the phone display for the user, all this information is displayed immediately. Imagine placing yourself within the context of a user who is expecting a communication from their healthcare provider, knowing full well that the healthcare provider signs up to these protocols. So when you expect the call, you are expecting to know, first of all, that the screen is showing that the call is definitely coming from your healthcare provider. In some instances, or in the future, it will give you the reason for the call, who the exact person who is calling you, and that enables those users then to have immediate trust before the call is placed. The idea is that there needs to be an immediate visual signal for the user to identify whether that call is likely fraudulent or whether it can be trusted. And there are various different solutions for this for healthcare users. Different areas on the right there, we can very quickly talk about them. So the first one is call blocking. So the idea that a call can be blocked immediately if it doesn't come from the right area. Call labeling is something we've just discussed, and whilst call analytics is looking back upon what the other previous calls have done and whether they were legitimate or not. And this leads into the most important area, which is the authentication of the call, making sure it comes from a trusted source. So vetting the subscriber or validating the phone number and where it comes from, and obviously attestation. What's important about all of these areas is that this needs to be validated by a third party. So we need to make sure that this authentication can't be bypassed. And lastly, one area that has been very successful within the financial sector is know your customer. The ability to essentially vet customers before they, or in this case, healthcare providers or operators, before the call is made. I think one thing that we need to start talking about as well within this is how IP-based the voice market is becoming with different technologies. Basically meaning that instead of being moved over circuit switch networks, they're moving towards more IP-based networks, which allows for greater innovation. We're seeing this as well within tackling call spoofing. The innovation in how we detect and mitigate these calls is improving, very rapidly. And obviously, we want to talk about what the impacts are on the healthcare providers themselves if they don't accept these. So obviously, one of them is minimizing the damage to brand reputation. Reputation is obviously very key for healthcare providers. Ensuring that healthcare users are confident using the healthcare provider itself is very important. There are many different things that end users can do themselves to protect against call spoofing, going against the do not call registry, as well as other areas that all add together to protect users against different areas of fraud or call spoofing. But that doesn't mean that the onus is on just the users. The onus is on the industry as a whole.